The Texans are facing the Jaguars in a game that is basically a pick'em. This game is in Jacksonville. Is that right?
Yeah, I think
I'm
so.
assuming.
Yes.
Based on what I have written down here, but I just want to be sure. If someone wants to check on that
I'll
for
check
me.
that,
yeah. So Brian Hoyer, not Andy Dalton. Brian Hoyer, and is he going to perform?
I hope so. I've got him as my stream of the week. Brian Hoyer has been putting up a lot of yards, a lot of touchdowns, and he hasn't even been starting. So this is a great matchup against the Texans. I don't see why Brian Hoyer wouldn't perform this week.
All right, and Bortles, do you think he's playing?
Yeah, I think he's been practicing in full, and Bortles has been great for fantasy production.
The Texans D hasn't really shown up.
Nope. No, they
So
have not.
I don't mind Bortles. I saw him signed in a couple of my leagues for streaming plays this week. Not the end of the world. Arian Foster, same workload this week.
If not more.
People probably don't know this, but Alfred Blue hasn't been practicing. I think Blue's probably going to miss this week. So you're going to have the, Grimes Polk backup situation for Foster, a.k.a. start Arian Foster and smile. TJ Yeldon has been banged up, but he should play this week. DeAndre Hopkins is my number one wide receiver.
Ooh.
Again.
He's mine as well.
And he's also Mike's.
Across the board.
Look, he gets 30 targets a game, and not just from Mallett. Hoyer loves throwing the ball to Hopkins. You saw as soon as Hoyer came in the game last week, that's when everything was going to a wide open Hopkins.
So this game Vegas has a spread of 43 is the over under on points. And I'm going to take the way over because I expect that I think that these two teams are going to be able to put up points. I believe it was a low line last week as well with the Jacksonville Jaguars
and the Bucks.
The Bucks. And you saw what happened there. They just crushed it. And I think Foster's going to have a field day here. I think Hoyer's going to have a good day. I think there's going to be a lot of fantasy relevance here, and I'm really liking Allen Robinson's matchup this week as well. So
yeah, Allen Robinson's currently a top 12 wide receiver on the season.
A wide receiver 1.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so let's pull up our ranks and let's do some start sit with Allen Robinson because I have a dilemma where in one of my leagues I have the greatness that is Julio Jones, who may or may not be injured tonight. My other option is going with Allen Robinson.
I go Julio.
Never in a million years would I sit Julio tonight.
Okay.
But
Allen,
people are asking that question, so it's good that you brought it up.
Because I think it's a fair question. I'm leaning. You don't think it's fair?
No.
I don't. I can see the.
Why would you give me a reason to sit Julio?
The reason
2 weeks of him playing while injured and not putting up good points.
He was okay last week.
He was okay. Allen Robinson's been great.
He also fell
and 2 weeks ago, it wasn't an injury concern. The team was blowing them out. He played 30 snaps. So did their starters.
Yeah, that's true. But last week, I mean, he fell on a fumbled Devonta Freeman ball for the touchdown.
And
take that away.
He looked like he
also
shot.
played every snap except for like 7 snaps in the whole game.
Yeah, I'm fine with Julio. The only reason you would consider this is if you've got someone else
or
great.
If news broke that Julio really is going to be, The only time I've ever seen the number one guy really disappoint you when you made the decision to stick with him was last year with Calvin on those distraction games. I don't think they're going to risk Julio's health to put him out there and do nothing with him. That would, and to each their own. But I don't have it to sit him.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Allen Robinson or have we gone over Macklin yet? No, we have not. But let's just say Allen Robinson or Macklin. You're looking at that decision.
Allen Robinson for sure for me.
I would play Jeremy Macklin.
Okay, Allen Robinson or
let me see if my rankings let's confirm that.
Let's go with just the Allens, the Allen Bros. Hurns or Robinson?
Robinson without a shadow of a doubt. Hurns is struggling with injury right now, not practicing. I'm not sure if he's practicing at all or just limited right now, but you add that in, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I would go Hurns over.
Okay.
Or I mean Robinson over Hurns.
Okay.
But he did sit out. Yeah, Hurns sit out on Wednesday. So we need to get into the Chiefs and the Vikings game. The Vikings coming off the bye week. Adrian Peterson back on your fantasy rosters. The game, Vegas has it at almost 45 points. Who do you like to confidently start from this game other than Adrian Peterson? What's your take on what's your actual take on the backfield situation? A lot of money was spent on Char Grilled West.
Charbroiled.
Yeah.
That guy's name
Shark Handrick.
His name is amazing.
It is. It's
Shark
nice.
Handrick.
But, Andy Reid's come out and said, different skill sets. You can't replace Jamaal Charles with one guy. Now, Jamaal Charles has had issues in the past, even with workload at the running back position. Now you're going to split that across guys. I have some concerns.
Yeah, Jamaal Charles is, it's similar to Arian Foster. There's certain places where it's the line and it's the scheme, but Arian Foster and Jamaal Charles are way better running backs than their backups. And so you saw that when Arian was out, it wasn't like the Texans were just great. They had to use a mishmash of guys, and that's kind of what I expect from Sharkhandrick West. I would not have him in my lineup. I put a big bid in for him because you don't know, and there's that unknown factor. Maybe this is just the opportunity he needs, but I'm guessing he's not going to be that special, and especially in this game. The guy that I like from that injury is Zeus. I think that when it comes time to score the touchdowns, they're not going to have the same confidence from that 4-yard line that they had in Jamaal Charles. They're not going to have that in Sharkhandrick West, and that's a time to get it to the tight end, the big target. So
and there's good news for Travis Kelce. When you catch touchdowns, you don't have to worry about fumbling afterwards.
It's true. It's one of the biggest perks. All right, so let me ask you this: Tyler Eifert against the Bills or Travis Kelce against the Vikings?
I'm still gonna go. I'm gonna go with Zeus.
Yeah, me too. I wonder if my rankings reflect that, but I do think Zeus would be there.
It's close though.
I've got him at 2 and 3. Eifert ahead.
We all have them back to back. Mike does indeed have Kelce one spot over Eifert. I have it the opposite direction. Eifert over Kelce. Eifert is getting so many red zone opportunities, and their offense. I have to wonder how much of this is just having Eifert involved the way they do. It has opened everything up. I'm very impressed with him, and I'm very sad that I traded him in one of my leagues. All right, Alex Smith, Bridgewater, are either of them streaming options this week?
Maybe Bridgewater if you're feeling sassy.
Yeah,
because the Chiefs have been bad against the Pats.
One of the sneaky plays for me, I'm not sure how high he was in my actual rankings. I didn't look. But Mike Wallace was out on a lot of waivers. He looked like he had good rapport last week, and this is a very plus matchup. The Chiefs, passing defense has been eaten alive by everyone that's played him. So I think Bridgewater could be a sneaky value here. I don't like Smith much at all in this game.
All right, the new Miami Dolphins come off the bye to face Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are favored at home in this matchup. Now, we had some reports yesterday that the new regime in Miami understands the importance, like the rest of the world minus Joe Philbin, of involving the running game, of stopping the run. And, obviously we expected their defense to be able to stop the run. Hasn't come to fruition considering they're dead last against the run.
Look, man, just look at the Lions. The Lions, they don't have a running game. It's going well.
No, it's not. So, Lamar Miller, have we seen the floor with Lamar Miller?
Yeah, I think we've seen the floor, and I expect it to be a little bit higher. I expect him to now get off of the floor and start walking.
It hasn't all been opportunity, though. Well, you have to admit that about Lamar Miller. It's been performance as well. He has to be more decisive. He has to play at a higher level, and they have to give him more chances to get into that groove. But both things have to happen, a commitment to the run, and Lamar Miller has to perform.
Yeah, I believe we've all got him ranked as an RB2 this week, which means he's in your lineup, and that's a scary thing to put a guy who, has been not performing as your starter, but I would recommend doing that this week.
Mike, is there anybody in the backfield in Tennessee that you would feel even partially excited to flex?
No.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If you're going with anybody, it's Andrews.
Yeah.
But no, I don't feel good about any of that.
All right. PPR leagues, we're fine with Landry, right? We're going to keep rolling him out. Now, there's been some talk about kind of shifting the depth chart around in Miami as well when it comes to wide receiver play. Greg Jennings hasn't performed at a high level, yet he's been starting, so you could see some changes there. Kenny Stills could get involved in the starting rotation. You could also have Devontae Parker seeing more opportunity. So I think that's a monitor. Outside of Landry, you just need to monitor. I wouldn't start anybody in Miami. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
I really like Kendall Wright this week. I'm not going to say much more than that because he may be involved in the next segment.
Oh, I see what you're doing.
Nobody else there that I would consider starting at the wide receiver core. Is Cameron going to be a factor in the tight end world
He is
of fantasy football, or is he kind of
very frustrating because he's getting looks. Tannehill has been bad. He's been inaccurate.
Look at the two tight ends from this game. Would you rather start Jordan Cameron or would you rather start Delanie Walker? Because they're kind of in the same category.
I would rather start Jordan Cameron.
Yeah, that's what it's pretty close, but I would rather start Cameron.
Do you know the Titans are number 1 against the pass?
What?
That can't be accurate.
As far as yards?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fantasy. They've given up some touchdowns, but as far as yards, they're first.